In this example video, we're going to look at exercise 514, and we're going to look at how we post our entries into a purchases journal. Remember, a purchases journal is only used when we make a purchase of anything on account. So they tell us that our company Guardian Services had the following transactions during the month of April. So you'll notice at the bottom that they give you the layout of our purchases journal. So I have it kind of expanded here for you. Remember, everything that goes in here is when we've made a purchase on account, which means that every single transaction is going to affect accounts payable. It's going to be affecting accounts payable by increasing accounts payable, which means accounts payable is the only column that we're going to have that's going to be credited. Everything else is going to be debited. It's going to be what are we in fact purchasing. So in this case, they have a special column for office supplies. Companies are going to have special columns designated for items that they purchase frequently enough on account that it makes it easy just to give them their own column. So for this company, they have office supplies that they purchase on a frequent basis on account, so they gave it their own column. Some companies might have 5 or 6 special columns. Some might have 2. So every one of them is always going to have a couple, at the very least, 1 or 2 special columns, and then everything else is going to fall into this other accounts column, meaning that we are purchasing something other than office supplies. We are purchasing something other than what we have specialized debit columns for. That's what we're talking about. So let's get started. So it says on April 4th, we purchased office supplies from OfficeMate Inc. on account for $415. So April 4th, we owe $415, and what we are purchasing for $415 is office supplies. We have a specific column for office supplies. They buy that frequently enough that we're giving them their own column, so it goes into that office supplies account. Always check to make sure that you have affected a debit column and a credit column, because your debits and credits still have to equal. So we're debiting office supplies for $415 and we're crediting accounts payable for $415. Notice it says account credited. Well, the only column that we have as a credit is accounts payable, meaning that we need to indicate who we owe money to. And in this case, we owe money to OfficeMate Inc. They tell us that, again, we want to make sure that anything that is going to be affecting one of our subsidiary ledgers, we have to indicate with a post-reference check mark. So ask yourself the question, does this transaction affect accounts payable or accounts receivable? It does. Every single one of them is going to affect accounts payable. So that means we would have to post this transaction to the accounts payable subsidiary ledger.